Please rise for the national anthem. Good morning. Those who have a seat can sit down. For those of you who are in the sun and over there, you might know that there is another pavilion behind us over here that's tented and in the shade where you could watch on the Jumbotron. It's not as hot as it was last year, and for that we are grateful. On behalf of the Board of Trustees of the Foothill De Anza Community College District, the Foothill De Anza Chancellor Linda Thor, and the De Anza College faculty and staff, it is my great pleasure to welcome you, the class of 2014, your family and your friends. Today is De Anza College's 47th annual commencement ceremony. We are here to celebrate you, the graduates and your accomplishments. You are here today because you chose and remained on a path that required hard work, persistence, confidence, and focus. This year, 2,200 students will graduate from De Anza College with degrees and certificates. Graduates, we are enormously proud of you. We are honored that you chose to come to De Anza, and you will always be part of the De Anza family. An event of the magnitude of this ceremony is the result of hard work, plain and simple, that of you, of the graduates most of all, but also of the many staff who labored to make the event one you will remember for a lifetime. This means the overall coordination and the physical setup of this site, the sign language interpretation and captioning, the music, the videography, the design and printing of the program, the attention to every last detail, all of it to honor you, our graduates. Please refer to the program for a list of those who made this commencement possible, and please join me in thanking all of them. And today I want to acknowledge in particular one of the central figures in preparing for this ceremony and embarrass him in front of all of you. Custodial manager Manny Da Silva, who with his crew provided the stage setup and much, much more. Graduates, Manny, particularly want to have the graduates think a little about this. Manny worked full-time and attended college full-time, as many of you do, which for any administrator here at De Anza meant a lot more than 8 hours a day and more than 40 hours every week. Last Saturday, Manny received his bachelor's degree from Palo Alto University, one of our transfer institutions. Congratulations, Manny. He's over there. I'd like as well to send a special thank you to the voters in our local community whose approval in 2006 of the Measure C construction bond permitted us to complete a wide variety of state-of-the-art projects, including the stadium where we currently are. We want to thank the voters of the Foothill De Anza Community College District for their generosity, their foresight, and their vision, and their support for our college. I would like to introduce the locally elected trustees of the Foothill De Anza Community College District. They are the guardians and trustees of our future. It is my pleasure to welcome each of them, who will please stand. President of the Board, Bruce Swenson. Vice President of the Board, Pearl Cheng. Trustee Laura Casas. And Trustee Betsy Bechtel. Trustee Joan Barham was unable to be with us today, but sends her warm and enduring appreciation to all of you who have come today. Let me now introduce to you our newly elected student trustee, who serves with our publicly elected trustees on the Foothill De Anza Board, Melissa Epps. She's back here. And Anita Adams, our previously elected student trustee, graduating this year and transferring to the University of California, Berkeley. Finally, we are honored to have with us today our Assembly Member Paul Fong, a graduate of De Anza College and a friend and ally in all ways. We are, of course, pleased to have with us the Chancellor of the Foothill De Anza Community College District, Dr. Linda Thor. We have two of our district vice chancellors, other members of the district leadership, including the president of our sister college, Foothill College, Judy Miner. Thank you as well to the members of the Foothill De Anza Foundation, the De Anza Commission, and the other members of the De Anza College who are attending today. I would like now to acknowledge the members of our faculty and staff who have dedicated their professional lives to educating our students and who are retiring from De Anza. Those who could not be with us today are acknowledged in the printed program and have been honored at the many receptions we've held during the past few weeks. Almost all of our retiring faculty members are here as one of their final contributions to honor our graduates. I'd like to call their names out and show them our appreciation. Faculty retirees are Jeff Foreman in massage therapy, Cassie Hanna in nursing, Jim Haynes in adaptive physical education, Marcia Mayero in physical education, Debbie Schaefer-Braun in physical education, Rupinder Sekon in mathematics, Janet Takahashi in educational diagnostics. Let's give them all a round of applause. I want, on behalf of our students, to thank the retiring members of our faculty for their exemplary teaching, and I want simply for you in the audience to understand what it means for them to make a commitment to this college. The length of service. Jim Haynes has been here 38 years and Janet Takahashi 40. I also want to note that the program does list the members of our classified professional staff who are retiring this year. We are also and always in their debt. Finally, a special member of the college's senior administrative leadership team is retiring, and we could not have this ceremony go forward without calling her out and acknowledging what she has meant to us. Ms. Letha Jean-Pierre, the Vice President of Finance and College Operations, is retiring after a 27-year career at De Anza. She began as a faculty member in the accounting department. After teaching for 12 years, she became Dean of the Business and Computer Science Division, serving in that role for a decade. She was then named Vice President in charge of the college's budget for almost the entire 5-year period in a climate of state-imposed funding reductions. Having her perspective as a longtime instructor, one who truly knows and cares about our students, has been an invaluable asset to the college including all of you who likely did not know her name or know that she was looking out for you, and to whom you were never a number, never only an abstract student figure, but instead an individual person who deserved the very best from us, especially in the face of unprecedented budget cuts. This college could never have navigated the last years of reduction with anywhere near its strength and grace as we have without the work of Letha Jean-Pierre. I would like Letha to thank you. Please stand. For those of us who have dedicated our lives to teaching and public service like Letha, like all of us on the stage, no day of any year is as meaningful as commencement. Whether you transfer to a four-year college or university, or you enter or re-enter the workforce following today, we know that you are going to continue your education throughout your life. You are those who will lead our community, our region, our state, and our country with vision and with passion and with compassion for one another. Looking at you, the graduates, we on this stage, the faculty over there, and all those who have taught you for the years are filled with optimism. You are genuinely and really the hope that this region will become more equitable, more just, and that your families and ours will live peacefully in a better future. De Anza will always remember you and your contributions to the college community. As you take the next step forward, what I ask you is to remember what you received from the college and to continue to take responsibility for becoming an active and engaged participant in the community, to protect your public institutions that served you, to serve as our colleagues in the fight for public education. I also want to make a special note of gratitude to your families, to the mothers and fathers and guardians, the husbands and wives and partners, the sisters and brothers, the grandparents, aunts, the uncles, and the children, whose deep commitment and support made all the difference in the world. We know that each of you come as members of families, and that without families, none of us would be successful. Graduates, would you please rise and applaud your family and your friends, so many of them here with us today, for all that they have done. You know, those of you in the audience, De Anza has this sort of modest motto, simply the best. We actually take it quite seriously. We believe that you are sitting here in the field of the finest community college in the United States of America. (2,900) of our students will transfer to four-year universities. The awards, the scholarships, the accolades that they've received are far too many to enumerate here today. Hundreds of our students are receiving scholarships, commendations, acclamations, students from athletics to creative arts, journalism to liberal arts, mathematics to nursing. We applaud these successes because they indicate the kind of extraordinary talent we have here. Yet there are other talents that each and every one of our graduates has that are not typically recognized through national awards or scholarships. These are the talents of perseverance and will and intelligence and commitment and generosity. The sweet, regular devotions of every single day that you as students brought to each other and to this community. You have done so in the midst of countless hours of homework and reading and research, sandwiched in among equally countless hours of employment, raising families, juggling extended families, rent payments, and a social life, even occasionally a social life. What's more, each of you who are graduating from De Anza have worked collaboratively at the college with men and women very different from yourselves, from different countries and cultures and languages. The beautifulness of this community is that you are generous with each other. You have crafted a common ability to celebrate each other and our common humanity. This college is stronger for your devotion to it and to each other, and your legacy will endure well beyond your graduation. And now to our commencement speaker. This year, De Anza College is pleased to welcome as our speaker Dr. William D. Adams, known as Bro Adams. He was named Bro well before the term became a popular form of casual address. The nickname is in honor of his father's best friend who died in World War II. Dr. Adams is himself a decorated veteran of the Vietnam War. Bro Adams retires this Monday, the day after tomorrow, as president of Colby College in Maine, a role he undertook in the year 2000. 5 years before that, from 95 to 2000, he was the president of Bucknell University in Pennsylvania, previously served as the vice president of Connecticut's Wesleyan University. Earlier, he was a Fulbright Scholar in Paris and an instructor and program coordinator at Stanford University. He was also an instructor at Stanford and a visiting assistant professor in political science at the University of North Carolina and Santa Clara University. Dr. Adams earned his bachelor's degree summa cum laude in philosophy from Colorado College and a doctorate in political philosophy from our neighbor, the University of California, Santa Cruz. He's served on a variety of nonprofit boards, published on topics of philosophy, culture, memoir, and higher education. He is known as a dedicated supporter of the liberal arts and has advocated for years for the access of low-income students to higher education. While Dr. Adams is retiring on Monday from the presidency of Colby College, we know that he begins another career within days. Dr. Adams was nominated in April by United States President Barack Obama to become the next chair of the National Endowment for the Humanities. The National Endowment for the Humanities is one of the largest funders of cultural programs in the United States. It is an honor for us to have as our speaker the man who will be the chair and the leader of the nation's guardian of the humanities, and whose decision to come and to be with us today also signals that in Washington, even in Washington, they do know quality when they see it. He has come to honor you, our graduates. It is my great pleasure to welcome Dr. Bro Adams.
President Murphy, members of the governing board, members of De Anza faculty and staff, and above all others today, members of this great class of 2014, and the family members who are here today supporting them, thank you for the invitation to share some brief words on this important occasion. I am honored and grateful to be here. I'll begin with the most obvious and important words of all for our graduates. Congratulations. Your commencement matters. It represents a lot of work and sacrifice and accomplishment by you and your families. We acknowledge and honor that effort in coming together this way today. I also want to congratulate family members, parents and grandparents, husbands, wives, children, aunts and uncles, brothers and sisters who are here today. No one succeeds alone, as President Murphy said, and we know that your support and the support you gave to your students specifically was critical to their success. Thank you and congratulations to you as well. This moment is important and gratifying to members of the De Anza faculty and staff. I know you've had the pleasure of watching these students grow and learn here at the college, and we celebrate your satisfaction and pride today as well. And finally, we acknowledge the fact that this is a moment of transition, and an important one, of moving out and beyond this time and place to the interesting futures that you will have as graduates. For some of you, those futures involve immediate passage to careers of various kinds. For others, will be moving on to new opportunities in different educational settings. Wherever you're headed, this is a moment of excitement, anticipation, and perhaps some uneasiness as well. I know something about that feeling of uneasiness, by the way, having just retired from 14 years as president of Colby in Waterville, Maine. Like the graduates here today, I'm looking ahead to new and unfamiliar professional and personal circumstances and challenges. I'm excited, but I'm also, frankly, a little nervous. It's probably good for you to know this, that even those of us who are well along in our careers have feelings of uncertainty about the future. I'm sure that this is our lot in life as humans, irrespective of our ages and experience, but it's especially evident in moments of change and transition like commencement. Our uncertainty is partly personal and existential. How will we do in what comes next? Will we be successful? Will we be happy? Will the next step be satisfying and meaningful? There's plenty there to ponder, but I also know that part of my own nervousness, I bet yours too, is prompted by what we see in the world around us. For starters, the job environment remains challenging as this economy struggles to recover momentum. Our politics and our public institutions are fraught with controversy here in California and in Washington and around the country. And we're reminded daily of a host of challenges that this country faces around the world. And so a certain amount of our uneasiness is appropriate. But here's the good news for these graduates. There are several things about your recent past that should give you confidence. A few weeks ago, a reporter from the student newspaper La Voz contacted me to find out what I had in mind for this address. In the course of our exchange, she asked me one of those utterly fair but difficult questions. She said, "Are there any valuable lessons in your life that you've learned and want to share with the Anza students?" One would hope that after nearly 67 years, I'd have something to say. And though I had to think about it for a bit, I realized that in all the places I've studied and worked, the things that helped me thrive were the desire to succeed and the willingness to devote myself completely to what I was doing. Your success here at De Anza says a lot about your desire and about your commitment. Many of you came here from settings where going to college was not the norm. Many others among you, perhaps most of you, worked during your time as students and made substantial sacrifices to be sitting where you are now. Many of you juggled competing professional and personal priorities and demands while you studied. In all these ways, you've demonstrated your determination and your discipline and your focus. These habits of heart and of mind will help you enormously in the future. You've also learned a lot here at De Anza. That learning included the very specific skills that you've acquired in your areas of concentration in places like accounting and business and education and information technology and film and television, design and nursing, communications, among many others. What you've learned about these fields and areas will be very important to you and your communities in the future. But even as you've mastered these specific areas of competence, you've also been acquiring and cultivating more general intellectual capacities that will be just as important to you in the future. The capacities I have in mind are expressed with admirable clarity in the core competencies that lie at the heart of De Anza's mission statement. It says our students will be able to demonstrate knowledge, skills, and aptitudes in communication and expression, information literacy, physical and mental wellness and personal responsibility, global and cultural and social and environmental awareness, and in critical thinking. My admiration for the college's belief in these core competencies comes from my experience as a college president for nearly 20 years and as a university administrator for almost 30. Observing both students and our alumni over that time has taught me that success over a lifetime has as much to do with one's ability to communicate and to think and to create as it does with specific technical skills and forms of knowledge. This is important for all of you, but perhaps especially for those going on to four-year colleges and universities and who may be graduating today with degrees in liberal studies. You'll undoubtedly continue to feel the pressure to bend your choices toward the professional and the vocational areas of academic programs you'll enroll in next year. I understand those pressures, and I acknowledge their significance. But please keep an eye turned toward the more general and powerful intellectual capacities I've just noted: the ability to write and speak with power and conviction, the ability to think analytically and critically about complex issues and problems, and the ability to imagine and the ability to create. Those capacities will play off again and again in both your personal and professional lives, in whatever kind of work you end up doing. In this regard, and not surprisingly, given what Brian has said about what I will do next, I want to make a special plea for the value of the usefulness of the arts and the humanities, the disciplines of history and language and literature and philosophy, the humanistic social sciences and the visual and performance arts. Until very recently, these disciplines and forms of knowledge occupied the center of our thinking about higher education. My recommendation flows in part from my conviction that the arts and humanities are especially important to developing the intellectual capacities that I've recommended to you, but I also commend them on account of how powerfully they speak to all parts of our lives and our identities, not just to work, but to the parts of ourselves that find expression in our communities, in our political and civic engagements, in our family lives, and in our friendships. In those places, especially, we need the pleasure and insight the arts and humanities bring to our experience. I speak from personal experience as well as professional conviction. I left college after an unhappy and unsuccessful first year. It was the summer of 1966, and I enlisted in the Army. 2 years later, I was sent to Vietnam as a combat infantry advisor and served with Vietnamese regional units in a remote part of the Mekong Delta on the Cambodian border. It was a difficult experience and a difficult time for me and for the country. I returned to college in the fall of 1972, and I had the great good fortune to enroll in a philosophy course taught by a professor, J. Glenn Gray. In addition to being a terrific teacher, Professor Gray was the author of a memoir about his service as an intelligence officer in World War II. The book is called The Warriors, and I read it during that first year back in school. Its effect on me was immediate and profound, and it lasts to this day. Like many veterans of that era, I was struggling to come to terms with my own experiences, and The Warriors gave me a framework within which I could begin to understand what I had been through. And it also taught me how important and powerful the college experience can be and should be to the search for meaning in one's life. And so as you contemplate your academic choices in the coming years, I hope you'll be willing to engage in forms of thinking that bear upon all aspects of your lives. Take some chances. Explore. You won't regret it. In at least 2 areas I've learned about recently, your time at De Anza has acquainted you with important matters beyond the boundaries of the conventional classroom. I'm thinking about your admirable success in creating a deeply diverse and vibrant multicultural community here, and about your interest in civic and political engagement. To someone who spent the past 14 years in a culturally homogeneous institution and state, your success in building a multicultural community at De Anza is particularly striking and impressive to me. You come from an unusually large number of backgrounds, but your differences don't divide you. Indeed, you've created a community that values difference and places diversity at the heart of the educational experience. Your capacity in this regard is important to De Anza, clearly, but it's also important to the country. I was reminded of this very recently while reading a fascinating series of articles in the New York Times, maybe you saw them too, on the effects of recent immigration on the American heartland. The series is called The Way North, and it documents the journey of two Times reporters, Damian Cave and Todd Heisler, from Laredo, Texas to Minneapolis, Minnesota, along U.S. Interstate 35. Each day, Cave and Heisler post a report from a new place along this important north-south corridor about the ways in which communities are addressing the challenges and opportunities of incorporating new and different groups of people into their working lives. Two things are striking about these stories. The first is how limited and strained are our resources for dealing with the changes that recent migrations have brought about in many American communities. And the second is how badly we need the kind of social capital that you've developed here at De Anza. We must learn to value rather than fear our differences. We must go beyond valuing difference and actually engage with it. We must imagine our communities in new and more inclusive ways. The story of cultural pluralism and inclusion is an old one in this country. Being an American, the idea of America itself has for a long time meant, in part, having a common political identity constructed out of cultural and ethnic differences. We have aspired to be a nation of many cultures, bound together in a unified and singular democratic community. But with each generation, the work of constructing community out of difference seems to begin anew. That's in part because each generation experiences different challenges. In my own corner of Maine, for example, the 18th and 19th century encounters between Native American and French and English-speaking peoples was followed by the arrival of Lebanese communities in the early 1900s. In the late 1990s and the early part of this century, significant numbers of Somali Bantu people began moving into the central Maine towns of Lewiston and Auburn. This recent migration was initially difficult for those communities, though it was really not so different from previous periods of immigration that brought other groups to Maine. In 2012, more than 1 million people, primarily from Asia, the Caribbean, and Central and South America, were given permanent legal status in the United States, and another 760,000 were naturalized as citizens. The great narrative of American democracy as a political union constructed out of cultural pluralism continues unabated, and it is likely to do so for a very long time to come. And that is why the country needs your skills and your engagement as people familiar with the work of creating community from difference. This fits very well with one other related value that you've modeled here at De Anza, and that is the desire and capacity to be involved in public life. And here, too, there's much evidence that the country needs you. Serious and sustained civic and political engagement is relatively scarce in the United States. According to a recent study conducted by the Pew Research Center, only 36% of American adults are involved in some way with civic or political groups of any kind, and fully 37% of adults do not participate in any kind of political activity, including voting. The depth and breadth of civic and political engagement in the U.S. is highly sensitive to levels of educational attainment. And at De Anza, civic engagement and democratic citizenship are integral to the mission of the college. That commitment has been recognized in several important ways. The college recently received a substantial and prestigious grant from the Teagle Foundation that will enable a new Civic Capacity Scholars program at De Anza's Institute for Community and Civic Engagement. And also this year, a team of De Anza students was awarded the first annual Student Action Award at the 2014 American Democracy Project and Commitment National Meeting. It's not surprising, then, that a recent survey of student engagement conducted by your Office of Research and Planning demonstrated that students here are more engaged in civic and political matters when compared to the national average. You should be proud of this, De Anza and its students are making an important statement about the importance of civic and community life in higher education and in a full and meaningful human life in the world beyond De Anza. As you contemplate the ways in which you can strengthen democratic life in the communities to which you now depart, I hope you will not forget the community you're coming from. De Anza College has been fortunate to have you as students, and it now needs you as active and supportive alumni. Not so long ago in this country, it would have seemed odd to conclude a commencement address at a public institution by urging students to give back to alma mater. This has been a ritual for a very long time in private colleges like the one I come from, but not so much in public institutions. But if states have scaled back on funding for places like De Anza and in other colleges and universities, as is the case here and many other states, the differences between public and private institutions of higher education have become much, much smaller. And so I make this appeal to you. De Anza needs your support now and in the future. Your support can come in many different ways. Perhaps you'll want to mentor future students and give them advantage of your personal and professional experience. Perhaps you can help recruit students to De Anza or to guide them while they're here. Perhaps down the road you can hire them in your businesses or provide them with internships. Perhaps you will have the good fortune to be able to support De Anza financially. All of you can and should be energetic ambassadors for this terrific place, taking pride and sharing that pride in what you've accomplished and what the college has accomplished. Whatever the means, please remember the obligation to pay it forward by giving back. I started by noting the challenges that we face as we imagine our new roles in the world. They are challenging, but perhaps they're not so unique. When I finally graduated from college in 1972, we were still at war in Vietnam. The country was badly divided along political and ideological lines, and the economy was emerging from recession. If it's not exactly encouraging to know that we've been here before, it should at least remind us that every graduating class faces some kind of adversity as it assumes its place in the world. I want you to know that I'm optimistic about your class and the good things you'll do in your careers and in your communities. My confidence has everything to do with the ways in which you've been empowered by your experience here at De Anza. You've acquired technical and professional knowledge that will give you significant advantages in the search for meaningful work, but don't forget that you've also acquired more general intellectual skills that will serve you well in every part of your lives. The ability to communicate and express yourselves, the ability to think analytically and creatively, and the ability to imagine and create. You also know something important about what productive citizenship and engagement mean in this country and in this time, and perhaps most of all, you've demonstrated the energy and commitment that is required for success and satisfaction in every part of life. You're ready, and I know that you will do well. I wish you good luck, and I thank you again for inviting me to share in this important moment in your lives.
Thank you very much, bro. Dr. Adams, excuse me. Soon to be Chair Adams of the National Endowment for the Humanities. I am delighted, and we should all be delighted to know that the next chair of the endowment is a friend of this college and also knows the power and strength that comes from community colleges. We have this other tradition that we do, which is that we give the graduate speaker, the commencement speaker, an honorary degree. I am reliably informed that Dr. Adams does not yet have and has not yet earned an associate's degree. It's an appalling thing. So we would like to present you with an honorary associate's degree from De Anza College. And when you visit him in Washington, he ought to have it on his wall. You know what I mean? I would like now to recognize 3 individuals who will be presented honorary medallions for their contribution to De Anza College this year. Ms. Mayra Cruz is President of the Academic Senate. Ms. Margaret Wetzel is President of the Classified Senate, and Mr. Kusha Sevani is the immediate past President of the De Anza Associated Student Body. Each of them has given hundreds of hours of service to the college through the year. Accepting Ms. Wetzel's award on her behalf is Ms. Lorna Maynard, who's the President-elect of the Classified Senate. I would like to give each of you a medallion. She didn't want to take her hat off, can I tell you? So graduates, here's the program. We've now come to the students. We have some awards to give, we have some people to recognize, and then there will be the march across the stage. Aren't you really glad we have the tents up as the heat escalates? De Anza College students receive more than $500,000 each year in scholarships. As part of our commencement ceremony, we will present 2 special student awards. First, I am pleased to announce the recipient of the President's Award, given to a student amongst us who has overcome great adversity in achieving his or her degree. It is with tremendous pleasure that I present the 2014 President's Award for Distinguished Achievement to Mr. Ben Bacho. Now, Ben has to stand here while I speak momentarily about him. He graduates with an AA degree in journalism, as well as a certificate in social change leadership. Ben will attend Columbia University in the fall, where he will major in urban studies and political science. In his time at De Anza, Ben discovered a passion for activism and social justice. He interned at De Anza College's Institute of Community and Civic Engagement. He participated in our public policy school. He served as the DASB Chair of Student Services, and he was opinion editor at La Voz. He was also an active worker in the living wage campaign in San Jose to raise that city's minimum wage. With his degrees and with his experience, and in the life of a community of activism at this college, he hopes one day to influence public policy at the state and national level by becoming an advocate for educational and environmental issues. He already is that advocate. Congratulations, Ben. Ben and many of you have been deeply engaged in the De Anza community, providing extensive service to fellow students, to the campus, and beyond. Community service is also the criteria for awards given out this year by the De Anza Associated Student Body in collaboration with the Institute for Community and Civic Engagement. There are 11 Student Leadership Award winners. They are listed in your program. I urge you to turn to that page. I believe it's page 5. All 11 of those students are the recipients of the annual Student Leadership Award given by the Institute and by the student body itself. Please join me in celebrating those students. Both Dr. Adams and others have mentioned in multiple ways the Institute for Community and Civic Engagement. I want to use this occasion to acknowledge that last week we changed the name of the Institute. It will now be known henceforth as the John Vasconcellos Institute for Community and Civic Engagement, in honor of a devoted public servant and friend of the college, former state senator and earlier assembly member John Vasconcellos, who died last month. It was Senator Vasconcellos' wish that donations in his memory be made to ICCE. More important than that is what it meant to have a lifetime of public service in devotion to those in our state most in need. Henceforth, our institute will therefore be the John Vasconcellos Institute for Community and Civic Engagement. Finally, to present the A. Robert DeHart Scholarship, I ask the Anza's Vice President for Student Services, Dr. Stacy Cook, to join us.
This annual scholarship is presented in memory of A. Robert DeHart, founding president of Anza College. The scholarship is awarded to a graduating student who exemplifies service and participates in campus life in ways that relate to the student's personal values and goals. This year's award winner is Nicole Canetti. Nicole graduates from Anza with a degree in liberal arts with an emphasis in social and behavioral sciences. She will attend UC Berkeley in the fall, majoring in psychology. Nicole says psychology has helped her better understand the world around her. She has participated in many clubs and activities on and off campus. Nicole was a tutor, volunteer babysitter for families in need, and a volunteer at the Rape Crisis Center. She was the Media Public Relations Officer of the Psychology Club and a member of Cross Cultural Partners, LGBTQIA Club, and the Honors Club. She was also an assistant coach of the school cheer and dance teams. Nicole plans to attend graduate school to earn a joint PhD JD degree. She also wants to start a camp where abuse victims can heal themselves through music, dance, and art. Congratulations, Nicole.
Okay, graduates. Oh, excuse me, soon to be graduates. Not yet graduates. We still have a moment hold on you here. Here's the drill. I'm next going to introduce Mayra Cruz, who's the president of the Academic Senate. She delivers the faculty charge to the students. Then we have the division deans will be introduced by Cristina Espinosa-Pib, who's the vice president for instruction. You're all lined up by divisions. And then you will come singularly as your names are read across the stage. Those of you in the audience, you will wait until the name of your particular family member is read. Then there'll be loud cheers. We encourage others to cheer along with each other. We beg you to at least stay through most of it rather than everybody flee. We don't want the last students to have 9 people up there, right? We're all in this together. So first, Mayra Cruz, president of the Academic Senate, delivers the faculty charge.
Ooh, I feel, you know what? I think I'm going to do it without the... Don't use it. Okay. Thank you. Good morning and welcome, graduates, families, friends, colleagues, trustees, and distinguished guests. Graduates, I must start with a moment of appreciation, and I know that we've done some appreciations already, but on behalf of the faculty and from the faculty that have well served you, I must spend a moment to do another appreciation. So here's the task. I'd like you to look around, front of you, behind you, to your side. And I would like you to give a loud shout out to all who share your life every day since you were born, family, friends, and of those you love. Shout out! Paulo Freire once said, education either functions as an instrument which is used to facilitate integration of the younger generation into the logic and the present system and bring about conformity, or it becomes the practice of freedom, the means by which men and women deal critically and creatively with reality and discover how to participate in the transformation of their world. Graduates, today is the beginning of a new journey to transform the world. Our world, your world. You're leaving the Anza with knowledge, skills, attitudes directly linked to what's expected of you in the 21st century. What you have accomplished to this point in time has impacted the way you communicate and relate to others. You have gained knowledge to locate, critically evaluate, synthesize, and communicate information. You have demonstrated the importance of caring for yourself, physically and mentally, and you have gained confidence. You have developed personal responsibility and recognized choices. You care deeply about your environment and have learned to be part, an active part, of our democratic process. You have learned so much from our faculty, our staff, and our fellow students. You have learned to be thoughtful and conscious of how your surrounding and the world works and what you can do to change it. The Anza faculty is sending you off, proud of your accomplishments. We know that we have taken you from tired to inspired, from busy to effective on all you do and will do. Faculty, please stand to honor our students. Graduates, please stand to honor those who have facilitated, contributed, and shared spirit, knowledge, and passion with you. Graduates, you can sit now. Please make sure to thank the classified professionals and administrators who actually have supported and worked with you through your journey here at the Anza College. Graduates, our faculty wants you to be positive, be present, be perceptive, be purposeful, be perfected, be proactive, and be passionate. Live and act through your passions. Love and hope through those passions. Remember that the passion is light and movement. Passion is your feet, and it converges with your head, your heart, and your spirit. Keep moving towards new horizons. Graduates, go and transform the world for which we have lived in communities, a country, a region, a state, and a nation, as well as a world that needs each of you to become the best place for you, your families, and future generations. Congratulations. Remember us. We will forever remember you. Thank you.
Vice President Cristina Espinosa Peeb will now introduce the divisions and their deans, and introducing each of you, our graduates, will be Edmundo Norte, who's the Dean of Intercultural International Studies, and Wafu Lu, who's the chair of our Mandarin Department.
For the Division of Applied Technologies, Dean Modi Baik.
Stephen Vincent. Javier Silva. Jabin Melville. Luis Alberto Gutierrez. Wilson Christopher Lassist. Leonardo Moreno. Ángel Najera Vázquez. James Dequina.
Gary Du.
Morgan Stoney. Fiona Nadeshi Robinson. Amanda Melissa Threadgill.
For the Division of Biological and Health Sciences, Dr. Anita Kandula.
Amy La Jeunesse. Angelica Hernandez. Maria Jones Rebullosa. Carolyn Ormos Naslo. Judy Muriyuki. Shauna Jeanette Evans. Sarah Courtney Sparks. Melinda Ann Nunez. Monica Morel Garcetti. Crystal Harmon. Stephanie Rosales. Jessica Nicole Vauchel. Anna Spanjart. Nora Hendrickson. Renato Almeida. Keith Kruger. Stace Ong. Damien Villa.
Liana Hua.
Ryan Taylor. Shaban Harrington. Elizabeth Flores Latham. Samba NJ. Ziad Ahmed. Shayan Azizi. Yuen Lam. Celine Torres. Lisette Mendoza. Masha Starostina. Michael Gamble. Wishet Ketan. Mayra Garcia.
Hua Ta. Hong Huang. Queen Wan. Van Vanessa. Tay Nguyen. Tran Nguyen. Tu Lei. Vi Nguyen. Yuan Fang Huang. Na An Wing. Queen Lee. Tran Wing.
Is this not on? For the Division of Business and Computer Science, Modi Faiq.
Stephen De Leon.
Q Ching. Fong Kim Long.
Crystal Ann Castañeda. Angela Rose Garcia. Vina Bhatia. Corey Gardner. Patsy Jansen. Ernesto Villarreal. Michael Alexander Sagastume.
Yali Zhu, Tao Nguyen,
Jose Alexis Gutierrez, Chris Romero, Sahil Kumar, Atul Beltor, Asprit Singh Sedana, Samuel Palomino, Ashley Rizzo, Faridun Mir, Shabna Daliri, Elizabeth Alvarez, Rima Hakim, Luisa Arana, Carrie Kilbert, Demolash Demisi, Tazeen Fatima Abdullah, Lance Roberts, Yodit Gabriatatios,
Ray Zhu,
Heather Quilleron,
Luang Tong, Kongji Che, Miyuki Vatri,
Cristina Garcia,
Yifei Zuo,
Michael Cox, Nilo Amiri, Miguel Horta,
Olivia Lam,
Gina Rice Silver, Sonia Acevedo, Melissa Villafana, Jeanette Udenfeld, Paul Merrill,
Anna Lei,
Denise Dovali,
Leo Lei, Dui Chang,
Kiran Alexander Singh, Sissy Ivanova Salazar, Margaret Turi, Angelina Coronado Lopez, Tananpat Suwanarat,
Lea Lim Miyagi, Zuin Fan, Tai Huing,
Jessica Juan, Leon Alexander Hefner,
Huynh Nguyen. TT. Ken Lam. Vu Tran.
Anne Muriyuki.
Hui Vu.
Franz Sugianto.
Châu Yi Chan.
Sheila Ramos. Etza Canancho. Twinkle Chantamala. Mark Ballier. Pedro Romero. Alicia Longshore. Felicia Salazar.
Kevin Liang. Yu Hui Huang. Pei Xian Chen. Jared Chow.
Nicholas Campuzano. Emmanuel Rodriguez.
Mylan. Tam Jin.
Thank you. Farhang Damubed. Keith Collins.
For the Division of Creative Arts, Dr. Nancy Cantor.
Lee Thomas Vicker.
Xuan Lun.
Danielle Travers.
Loading Kim, right? Mason Loading Kim.
Paul Guzman. Last name? Jeremy Anisete. Araceli J. Vidal. Stephanie Rico. Byron de Jesus Leon. Kyle Naus. Blake Bowers. Mary Willow Holly. Thank you. Haruna Yamamoto. Kirsten Kuar. Andrea De Jesus. Arturo Art Cervantes. Lauren Chichkanoff. Jamie Johnson. Helen Woodson.
Philip Hong Chong.
Charissa Kerr.
For the Division of Intercultural and International Studies, Rowena Tomaning.
Ruben Valles. Rachel Schemmel. Carlos Balgos.
I know, that's...
Federico Fedalizo.
For the Division of Language Arts, Dr. Thomas
Letitia
Ray.
Castro. Kimberly Ramirez. Melissa Montes. Anel Valdovinos Rodríguez. Javine Rose Bronson.
Rina Shorogaki. Mami Hakutake.
Juan Cruz. Benjamin Jesse Pacho.
For the degree in Liberal Arts, Dean of Counseling, Angela Caballero de Cordero.
Christian Zachary Murong Balala. Anna Marie DJ Guri. Beata Bell. Franklin Nguyen.
Miti Lei.
Jennifer Gregorio. Marcela Navarrete Hibaja. Anna Marie Snow. Anne Marie Snow. Ryan Miranda. Alexandra Androis. Annabella Eshu.
Xin Mao. Pei Yo He. Xuan Na Chen.
Jessica Borja Hagen. Natalie Cepeda. Eric Almaguer. Tyler Donnelly. Julianne Eileen Spence. Bernard Salamat. Giovanni Amador. Destiny Henderson. Brian Aguilar. Heidi Angel Bradford. Emily Bolanos. How do you say last name? Saeed Hudayfi. Omar Mohammed. Cambray? Marco Cambray. Gravelas? Christine Elaine Gravelas. Martina Glenn.
Tai Nguyen.
Jorge Dario Larenago. No, just go. Yeah. Barnard. Cheyenne Bernard. Kyle Bittencourt. Ricky Bunch. Natalie Svensson. Saul Ruiz. Carla Denise Vargas. Brenda Liseth Flores Rodriguez. Christopher Wayne Smith. Taryn Taylor Jin. Derek Bolstad. Vanessa Ramirez, excuse me.
James Park.
Israel Garcia. George Reyes. Kamel Ahari. J. Irish Richard. Cherie Hardy. Nicole Canetti. Kendall Isaiah Thompson. Taylor Danielle Waller Wimberly. May Nass.
Mai Chi Van.
David Matthew Sierra. Patricia Torres. Ryan Steed. Tiffany Allison Mayfield. Sakiba Tariq. Felicia Televa. Vanessa Heras. Vanessa Jennifer Leon Lopez. Beatriz Adriana Castro Ortiz. Rocío Candelas. Sebastián Ceballos.
Ten Van. Team One. Yan Leng. Me Chu. Tracy Chu. Fong Li. Van Fan. Hang Wing.
Janie Santiago. Thaksin Tangsawat. Christina Michelle Jeanette De Leon. Jennifer Perez Leon. Victoria Lynn Rocha Armenta. Jordanos Walday. Michael Carrillo. Victor Alfonso Mesa. Joan Lee Pasqua. Marta Lopez. Diana Jowett. Catherine Salazar. Christina Marie Hernandez. Is it Alicia or Alicia? Alicia Hedges. Hollis Kinnis. Hollis Kinner the Fourth. Carrie Ann Schwark. Esther Mireya Ramirez. Carolina Muñoz. Silvana Espinosa. Lineweber. Brittany Lineweber. Sotelo. Alexandra Sotelo. Rosiwati Soleman.
Jin Yang Wang. Chua Lei.
Yesalin. Yesalin Islas. Alexandra or Alejandra? Alejandra Gutierrez. How do you say last name? Abel Halemariam. Nebel? Nabil Kiar.
Ziwei Mark. Yu Chiu.
Julie Marie La Gloria. Julie Marie La Gloria. Toste. Elizabeth Toste. Alec Stone. Melissa Kanalikam. Carissa? Carissa Delgado. Juanita Nicole Vance. Chaptavi Darlene Kong. Victoria Amor Lejeune. Celeste Gutierrez. Paul Honestad. Robin Leving. Isaac Velasquez. Dulce Paula. Dulce Paula Ixtupé. José. José García. Last name? Adrian Monroy. Alexia Maldonado. Tania Santos. Tania Santos. Jonathan Garcia. María Adelita Julia Girón.
Stephen Bing Nguyen.
Melissa Garcia. Latoya Gatson. Allison Still. Aubrey Julissa Gray. That's it. Maria Rivera. Johnny Aguilar Lira Jr. Ruelas. Claudia Nayeli Ruelas. Johanna Salazar Kalingara. Adriana Lopez. Hippolyte? Latasha Hippolyte. Adriana Chaveri. Marissa? Marissa Rivera. Ross? Monique Ross. Renee? Renee Joanne Phillips. Shannon Christine Frank. Shannon Frank. Karen Stevens. Allison Moya. Gabriela Martinez. Hakim. Noor Hakim. Haley Nicole Leo. Nina Marie Odin.
My fan. Minky bag.
Bettina Marie Cantu.
Fong Yuan.
Alejandra Mota. Melissa Gardner.
Ao Xue Mei.
Tamara Sanchez. Yasmin Adriana Martinez. Montserrat Rodriguez. Alejandro Rodriguez. Sharon Stephanie Navarro. Ruth Lazo. Samara Aguilar. Marisela Reyes. Ana Sofia Leopold. Maya Barataria.
Tran Pham.
Larene Hill. Jessica Coelho. Isaac Talamavau.
Long Tran. Fong Tran.
Matthew Smith. Jenna Thorne. David Curi de Labra. Melissa Gutierrez.
Kasumi Nakajima. Dan Zhao.
Shiva Zakari. Isis Cristal Saucedo Najar. Carlos Espinosa. Jonathan Pereira. Victor Noguera. Jessica Marciel Perez. Diana Morfin. Rose Angelica Martinez. Hugo or Hugo? Hugo Enriquez Vasquez. Cindy Ortega. Cindy Ortega. Marvin Serrano Menjivar. Rebecca Cohen. Anulak. Ricky Anulak.
Angela, you're done. For the Division of Physical Education and Athletics, Dean Colleen Lee Wheat.
Jirel Hipo. Juliana or Julian Trejo.
For the Division of Physical Sciences, Mathematics, and Engineering, Dean Jerry Rosenberg.
Danielle Elizabeth Reinhardt. Karen Moyer. Is it Tamara or Martin? Tamara Martin. Ross Wilkinson.
Alexander Chu.
Nijma? Alexandra Nijma. Gilt? Amanda Gilt. Adela Visberg. Adela Visberg. Alma Rosa? Alma Rosa Lopez. Paredes. Melissa Paredes. Annabelle? Annabelle Rodriguez.
Jenny Chuang.
Is that Christian or Christian? Monteverde. Christian Monteverde.
Fei Zhang. T. Ho. Nguyen Nguyen. Huang Vo.
Cesar Valencia. Heredia. Araceli Heredia.
For the Division of Social Sciences and Humanities, Rowena Tomaning.
Salakup? Andrea or Andrea? Andrea Salakup. Nadine Graywall. Karen Jeet Nadine Graywall. Avelar. Cindy Avelar. Miley Ramos. Medina. Mitzi de la Peña Medina. Refugio Janet Brambila Ramírez. Mónica Cardenas Guzmán. All right. You go Joel or Joel? Joel Cuenca. Myrella Lilia Mendiola Magahis.
George Edward Yokoyama.
Santiago Alba. Moreno Lane. Barbara Moreno Lane. Brittany Lloyd. Brittany Lloyd. Jennifer Estrada. Jennifer Estrada. Humberto Sánchez Campos. Humberto Sánchez Campos. Aaron Frost. Sirena Friesen. Mike Vahidi. Gerardo Ayala. Alejandro Márquez Mancías. Chris Silva. Mario Andrew Ramirez. Xochitl Manriquez. Johanna Elizabeth Diaz. Joanna Elizabeth Diaz. Jeanette Valdez. Gladys Hernandez. Katie Murphy. Christina Antuna. Alexandra Marie Cotel. Serena Renee Cervantes. Poonam Kalani.
Tron Vendes.
Simone Creel. Yoslin Bargan Lopez. Luis Angel Beltrán.
Samuel Young.
Cynthia Pimienta. Rocío Fuentes. Geshni Prasad. Cassandra Solis. Moisés Torres. Isenia Moreno. Samantha Street. Michelle Lee Walters.
Carrie
Mariana Romero. Chris Marina Pereira Mendoza. Christina Mitchler. Isis Cristal Ramirez Espitia. Patrick John Wells. Patrick John Wells. Edmonds Morrison. Christina Edmonds Morrison. Sandra. Sandra Magallon. Cindy Zepeda Mejia. Jamal Lewis Clark. Kimberly Nicole Radford. Valeria Tovar. Isenia Morales Sanchez. Charisse Breckenridge. Angel Johnson. Savannah Henry. Jennifer Woye. Melvin Fox. Najma Sadiq. John Aryor Delay Lasana. Maritza Perez Leon. Lauren Brendel. Lauren Bredal. Allison Garcia. Claudia Hernandez. Jeanette Jaimes. Isaac Ramirez. Just say it. Carlos Ramirez. Nicholas Jackson. Mary Lopez. Karina Laiwala. Jacob David Cleveland.
Kan Jong.
Ethan Andre Villafort. Carla Arango. Rebecca Mendoza. Isenia Mendez. Saif Giovanni. Saif Giovanni. Anita Adams.
In just a moment, we will officially confer the degrees. First, Vice President Espinosa Peeb will certify the degrees on behalf of the faculty.
By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the Foothill De Anza Community College District, I hereby certify that the De Anza College graduating class of 2014 has hereby met the requirements for graduation as set forth by the California Community College Board of Governors.
And now, graduates, please stay standing. By the authority vested in me by the California Community College Board of Governors and by the Board of Trustees of the Foothill De Anza Community College District, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Associate of Arts or Associate in Science for the class of 2014. You have now achieved a major milestone in your lives, and you have the privilege of turning your tassels from the right side to the left side of your mortar boards. And finally, on this auspicious day, I would like you all to know that at the end of regulation, it was Brazil 1 and Chile 1. They are in overtime. And it doesn't matter how fast you drive, you will not make it before penalty kicks. We are enormously proud of you and gratified that you have shared these years of your lives with us and intend to remain part of the extended De Anza family no matter where you go. Once again, congratulations. I would like to ask your patience while those on the stage depart, followed then by the graduates. The faculty and the staff will be headed that way. It would be helpful over there if we opened up a little space for people to actually leave, otherwise it'll be madness in the sun. And trust me, you don't want it. Let's take a final moment, finally, to recognize you, the De Anza College graduating class of 2014. We salute you. This formally concludes the program. Thank you.